Hey everybody, Robert from blackbeltgaming. I've been sick recently and I wanted to dive into this days ago, but I just was coughing too much. I still may cough a little bit, but let's dig into it today. This is DCEASED Gotham City Outbreak. It is a Zombicide game. I didn't even know this existed. I was browsing for a Zombicide Black Plague expansion, and then this just popped up, and I thought, oh my gosh, it's a Batman game based, made after the Zombicide game rules. And I've been enjoying Black Plague quite a bit. So I thought, wow, I ought to check this out. So I've got it. I've gone through the tutorial, and I was sick when I did that, so I didn't film that whole thing. It would have been a disaster. But I do give some initial thoughts of the game and do some explaining about my impressions. It's over on our Patreon at In My Hands in Japan. You can check it out over there if you're interested. There's some more extra gaming content over there, gaming vlogs and things like that. Also, if you're interested in seeing about our lives here in Japan, running our martial arts dojo, and what it's like, living in an international marriage here in Japan, you can check us out there as well. But today I'm going to be jumping into this game and doing mission 1. If you're unfamiliar with this setting, basically it seems like one of the main villains of the DC universe, Darkseid. I don't happen to have a picture of him on hand, but he's been meddling with the anti-life equation, and he's unleashed some sort of techno-organic virus that quickly spread around the world's digital networks. And evidently, if you've looked at the equation on your screen, it somehow infected you and infected your brain and turned you into a mindless, rage-filled zombie with only one purpose: spreading the anti-life by killing or infecting other living beings, any other living being that you can find. So the remaining members of the Bat family have to unite with any still living villains to stand against the undead hordes. And you also have to save anyone that is worth saving, anybody that's still not infected. So on the game board, you'll see some of these cards. These are for bystanders. You can save them, and they can become a follower of your figure, and they can potentially give you some extra bonus abilities here and there. Over here, turned sideways, these are equipment cards. I don't know what they are. They're randomly placed, as well as the bystanders. You can also spend an action and pick them up. So they are limited. You can't keep searching the same area and get a lot of equipment. There's actually not a lot of equipment to choose from. I can't remember if it was 5 cards or so. These areas are spawn areas when you open the door. So we're going to get started here with mission number 1. It's basically the challenge of going across 4 boards. This extends twice as long this way, and trying to rescue at least 4 bystanders and get out of the exit. It doesn't really say that I need to have any particular number of heroes make it. I just need to make sure that 4 bystanders make it with us to the exit. So right now, as the game starts, there are no infected on the board yet, but that will change very soon. And one thing I learned from my tutorial mission is when you open a door, you pretty much need to be lined up like a SWAT team. you can get overrun and just in a bad situation really fast if you don't have some actions to take to get in there and deal with the threats inside. Today I've got Bane, uh, Harley Quinn, Batman, and Robin. The problem with this group that I'm probably going to face is that Batman is the only one who has any sort of ranged ability. So I'm going to need to be very careful about that because that may come up, and you'll probably see in the play how that can be a problem later. But let's get started with round one. I think the first thing I'm going to do is have Batman open this door. Opening doors in this game is automatic. It's just an action, so we'll put a kind of a busted door token here, indicating that we can now go inside. But we need to spawn. We've got a spawn point right there. Let's see what we find inside. And wow, we've already drawn one of the more difficult cards. This kind of has a red shading around it. It's one of the more difficult ones. It's a horde card. I guess it's good we drew this early, because whatever your level, you're supposed to draw that plus anything else underneath. If you don't recognize this top symbol here, that's actually one of the enemy, what should I say, enemy infected heroes or villains. So it could be the Joker, it could be Catwoman, we don't know. But we're just dealing, that's still bad enough, we're dealing with a horde of 4 walkers in this room. All right, so you may have seen from the unboxing, this doesn't come with figures to keep the price down. I guess we go with these standees. They work just fine. Kind of a cool looking zombie Joker clown. So there's 4 of them in there. There's not any variety in that artwork. So all the walkers look the same, all the runners look the same, but that's fine. So we've opened the door. That's our first action. Second action, Batman will move in. And for his third action, he's going to pick up this equipment. And it's a grapnel gun. Once during your turn, you may spend 1 power to perform a free move action, ignoring enemies. That's nice. So we'll take a look at Batman here. He has batarangs already. Like I said, he has one of the few ranged attacks. He's got 3 hit points up here. And at the beginning of your turn, you gain 1 power point. Bat gadgets. Once during your turn, you can spend a power point to eliminate a walker within 1 range, or spend 2 to search and get a heroic trait from the deck. But Batman, right now, he's spent his actions, unless we wanted to take that free action with his bat gadgets. Why don't we do that? Once during your turn, you can spend 1 and eliminate a walker within 1 range. So he's going to pick up that grapnel gun, but then hurl a batarang, maybe an explosive one over here, which hit and strikes and blows up this walker. So that will gain Batman his first experience point. Then we have this little marker to indicate if he's taken an action or if he's finished for the turn. So he is finished, and that is it. All right, I'll tell you with some of these spawn cards that we can't necessarily just count on the fact that these walkers in the next turn may just take 1 step and stop. There could be some cards coming up that give them extra activations, so it's tough. So I think what we ought to do is get in there and take these guys out. So let's get Harley Quinn in there. 1 action, 2 actions, and she is mixing it up with the 3 walkers in there. She will also start her turn with a 1 power point, 3 hit points here, and she has the bonk ability. Remember, this doesn't take an action to do unless it says so. So she gets a free attack to eliminate one walker or runner. And if it was a brute, she could do that, but she would need to spend a power point to do that. So again, 1 action to go in, 2 actions to be there. But this is a free attack, and she cracks one of these guys on the head, taking him out, and gains her first experience point. Then she has 1 action remaining, and she's going to use her mallet. We'll get our die roller here. She's going to be rolling 3 dice, but she needs 4 or higher, and she's got 2 of them in there. Why don't we spend a power point, and we're going to add a 4th die. And let's see if we can take out the 2 remaining. 4s or higher. We got a 4 and a 5. So we did get 2. So she manages to go on a rampage with her mallet and take down the other 2. So she goes up to 3 experience points. And then she's done. Well, Robin is here. He still gives us 2 heroes with the full sets of actions. First action, he's going to open the door. I don't think it matters if it's blue or red, just an open door. Not in this scenario, it doesn't. Opens it up. That's his first action. We don't reveal the bystander yet, but we do need to spawn something over here. And it is just a single runner. You see this card is green, one of the basic cards. So 1 runner happens to be in there. Then we will reveal the bystander. It's Oracle. If you can rescue Oracle, she'll give you this ability down here. Once during your turn, you can spend 2 power points to gain any 1 card from the discard pile. So she's there and screaming for help. So that's his first action. Second action, he will step in. And third action, he's going to save Oracle. When you save a bystander, you go up and fill up your power meter. And that's going to actually end his turn. And we do have a standee for her. I'm going to switch these out. We're going to put this card with Robin, but put the standee there with him. And she's going to move along with him as we try to get her to the exit on the other side of the map. So that leaves us with Bane. We need Bane to come in here and deal with this walker. So 1, 2. And now Bane it's kind of all up to Bane to take out this walker. The runner, sorry. Bane has Venom Fueled. He gets an additional hit point at 4. And at the start, he gains an additional power point. So he has 2 already. Crushing Might, that's what's going to be his third action. He rolls 2 dice, but he needs 3s or higher. We're going to go ahead and empty out his power points here so that we can roll 4 just to try to make sure that we can get rid of this runner. And that's good enough. That's 3 hits. All we needed was 1. So he gains an experience point. And before I forget, Robin saved a bystander, and that gains him 5. That's a pretty big deal here. So let's see. I think that was it. 1, 2, and attack was 3. He is spent for the turn. So that's it for the player turn. Well, now we're entering the enemy phase. Each enemy activates. Fortunately, there are none on the table right now. Lucky there. Each enemy would attack, and they would also attack a bystander, and they will move towards a bystander if one is close by. So you need to protect them. Any enemies that aren't close to attack will move. They'll either move one zone toward the closest superhero or bystander, so watch that. Then you would activate bystanders. So if there's one that hasn't been rescued yet, it's going to start moving toward you to try to hook up with you and have one of your heroes rescue them. So now we're to the spawn enemies. We start at spawn point number 1. That's right here. And we just draw another standard card and we get brutes. We're still in the blue, so a single brute comes wandering down the road. Now there's another spawn this way. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4. This is our 4 tiles across the table. This is the other spawn area, kind of down here by the exit, which is at the end here. Let's see what's coming. Looks like we've got 3 walkers creeping down the road down this way. And that's pretty much going to take us to the end phase. If your superheroes do get attacked and they need to stay in the game and sacrifice a bystander that they're escorting, you can kill off the bystander. They'll take a wound for you. However, if they are eliminated, all superheroes lose 1 power and 1 trait card. So you really get demoralized when that happens. Well, that is the beginning of the game. That's the first full round. Please stick around. More coming your way. All right, beginning with the heroes again. I'm going to give everybody their PowerPoints. This may be a quick turn just because I don't want to get too far ahead and get into a bad situation. So I think we're going to do a lot of move and just prepare for the next round. So we're going to bring Harley Quinn out. 1, 2, 3. She's going to move into the street over here. We need to start heading into this building because we have another bystander in here. Bane's going to do the same. 1, 2, 3. All right. Batman could possibly attack the brute down there at the end of the hall, at the end of the board. Let's get Robin out. Robin and Oracle will move with him. 1, 2. And then he does have a third action. He's already powered up to full. Why don't we have him take a card? And it is called Power Up. Discard during your turn to perform 1 free Power Up action. Well, he is currently at full. He's at 4 power thanks to rescuing Oracle. So he's going to hang on to that. He may need it later. Batman is left. All right, Batman comes out. That's his first action. Second action, he may try to throw a batarang at this guy down here. Now, his ability, although great as a ranged attack, can take out a walker, but not a brute or a runner. So we're just going to have to risk the dice if we go for this attack here. 2 dice. 3s or higher. That's not so good. If we spend the PowerPoint, we could be rolling 3 dice. I'm really wondering if this is worth it, though. We moved 1, right? I'm wondering if we should move here, regroup with the party, and then for his last action, we'll draw a card. Oh no! Spawn 1 walker in your zone, and then draw a heroic trait card. That's awful because everybody already went. Somebody's getting hurt. Well, wait a minute. Batman isn't done yet, is he? He's got a special ability here. Once during his turn, you can spend 1 to eliminate a walker within 1 range. Let's do that. We don't want to take a point of damage here. He's going to spend a power point to react with lightning reflexes as this walker rounds the corner and surprises everybody, and he's going to take that guy out because otherwise somebody was getting hurt. So Batman will gain another point of experience. Well, that was disappointing. We do get to draw another card, though. Offer aid. Discard to allow 1 other superhero in your zone to perform 1 free power-up action and draw 1 heroic trait. Offer aid. So it's not you. Discard to allow 1 other superhero. Wonder if we ought to go ahead and use this. You can discard it to allow 1 other superhero to perform 1 free power-up action. Why don't we, maybe we'll let it be Harley Quinn. As a power-up action, she'll go up to 3. And then draw 1 heroic trait. So she's going to get something. Tenacious. Discard after attacking to reroll any dice. That's good. I like that one. All right, the heroes went. Thank goodness for Batman's ability there. Saved somebody from getting a point of damage. The Brute will advance 1 space. These guys down here at the second spawn, they're coming down the road. Let's draw a spawn for spawn point number 1. 2 walkers. Nobody's in the yellow yet. Then the next spawn. Let's see what we've got. One of the red cards. 1 runner, but she's going to do something bad. Suppressive charge. Spawn, then all runners move up to 2 zones. Then in each zone containing runners, all superheroes lose 1 power each. Well, she's going to be running 2 zones, so she'll run and just speed right past these walkers down to the end of the block here. Try to give you a little bit of a higher point of view. We've got this runner right here, and there's a building here. There's the building at the end over this way, but she's going to be trying to run down here and get to our heroes where they're standing outside of this door to try to save the bystander inside of this building. All right, I'm going to refresh everybody, get ready for the next turn. I think I can squeeze in 1 more. Okay, got everybody's PowerPoints added. Looking pretty good. Robin's at full power, and so is Bane, and so is Harley Quinn now. Batman's only at 1. So what I might do, I might use at this, let's see, during your turn, you may spend 2 power. Excuse me, and take 1 card from the discard pile. So if we start with Robin and we spend 2 power, we can take a card from the discard pile, which was Offer Aid. Now, that would make 2 heroic trait cards for Robin, and I think 2 is your limit. So if I were to gain another one, I would need to discard 1 of these and, replace it. But I think we're going to immediately use this. We're going to discard this to allow Batman to take a power-up action and draw a trait. So Batman will go up to 3 power. And let's draw a card for him. Bide your time. If you are the last to take a turn this round, you can gain 1 free action. All right, so that was Robin's. It wasn't his action, but it was something that he did on his turn using Oracle. All right, I always get nervous when I'm about to open a door, but Robin's going to open the door here. Let's put him right on it. He's not in there yet, but he's opening the door. So that is his first regular action. Well, then we have to go and spawn what's in here. Let's do this one down here first. Uh-oh, a zombie hero plus 2 walkers. All right, we need to draw one of these. There's 4 of them to choose from. Who's in there? Oh, great, it's Killer Croc. He's hard to take down. We have to deal 4 damage to drop this guy. He gains +1 action. Really? +1 action and +1 toughness at the orange or red level. So thank goodness we're not there yet. So it's probably better that we're facing him now than later. All right, so we'll put him there, that big monster. Then we need to find out what's up here. And 2 runners are up there. Okay, so that was Robin's first action, was to open the door. Let's see, what do we want to do next? We need to be careful because each of these are going to have 2 activations. The runners do, and the, what are they called? Well, the villain here. He's going to be able to move in and then attack. And those runners will do the same. So Robin doesn't want to get in here. He's going to want to stay back. Unless he could run in, but that's another 2 actions, and he won't have any ability to attack after that. I don't think so. He's going to have to stay back here. He opened the door, but I think he's going to have to let other people get inside and deal with what's in there. Let's have him back up 1. Oracle's coming with him. And that's his second action. For his third action, he's going to take on this brute that's following the party. And I think Robin's going to go with his stick attack. He's going to be rolling 3 dice, 4 or higher. And remember, we need 2 hits on this thing. 3 dice. And I think we're going to have Robin spend his 2 power and add another 2 dice there. So he's going to be rolling 5 dice on this attack. And he does do it. He gets a 5 and a 6 in the result. So that's 2 damage, enough to take out the brute, earning him a 6th experience point. Well, almost on the orange. And let's see, that was 1 action to open the door, 1 action to move, 1 action to attack. So he's pretty much spent at this point. All right, Bane sees a challenge. He's going to rush in. Oh, by the way, I need to, we spawned here. I need to show who the bystander is. Carmine Falcone. If you gain him as a follower, if you rescue him, once during your turn, you may discard 1 heroic trait to perform one free power-up action. That doesn't seem that great, honestly. But anyway, he is there. Bane's rushing in. 1, 2, and he is going to confront. This is like a battle of the titans here. He's going to take on Killer Croc. Bane's going in with his crushing might. And he's going to spend everything he's got to attack with 6 dice. That's as many as I have out of the box. But so there may be times where you're rolling more dice. So if you have extra dice, you can use those, or you can, pull out your misses and re-roll those if you need more. So we need 3s or higher to get hits here. And I'm just going to throw these right into... Oh, what a bad roll. 3s or higher. Okay, I thought it was 4s or higher. 3s or higher. 1, 2, 3 hits. Is that enough? No! It is not. Killer Croc is too tough. Wow. Uh-oh. We didn't do it. Ouch. Okay. So much for that. If we don't do something about these runners, Falcone is a dead man. So Harley Quinn rushes in 2 steps and takes on the walkers. Let's take a look at her bonk. Once during your turn, you may eliminate 1 walker or 1 runner in your zone. She will do that. She's going to take one of these out, gaining another point of experience. So she goes to 4. All right, so that was 1, 2, and then free action. So this is her 3rd action she's about to take. So she's going to make a regular attack on this runner. 3 dice, 4s or higher. Do we spend any power here? I'm going to say no. And that's 3 hits. So we crack it over the head with the mallet. Another experience point, taking her to 5. So we've pretty much saved our bystander for the moment. So now it's up to Batman. All right. Come on, Batman. Batman moves in for his first action. For his second action, he will go with a power up. Now, he's already at 3, so it takes him to his maximum of 4. For his third action, he's going to attack with his batarangs at full power, 6 dice. We need 3s or higher. 6 dice, 3s or higher. And look at that. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. That's 5 hits. So Batman, with his gadgets, maybe threw out a bunch of smoke and explosives and all kinds of things and took down Killer Croc. Awesome, awesome. All right, so we get experience points equal to his toughness value of 4. So let's take that here. That's going to be 6. Right to the limit. Now I know I have a heroic trait card where I could take 1 more free action, but I guess I'm going to sit tight for the moment and end the player turn. Enemies will activate. The walkers close in on Robin and Oracle. The runner gets her first move. The walkers follow her, and then she moves yet again. On down at the end of the road. We're still in the blue, right? Yeah, we're right there. Next turn is going to get us into the orange, but 2 walkers. All right, so 2 more. These guys coming up from behind. And brutes. We get one big brute. All right, well, Batman saved the day there against old Killer Croc. That's the end of the turn. Please catch me for some more DCEASED Gotham. What is it? Gotham City Outbreak. Oh yes, at the end, Falcone needs to move towards one of the heroes. So really, it's kind of a 50-50 split. Probably thinking that Bane looks kind of strong. Maybe he'll go over there. I don't know. Why don't we roll a die? We'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, so he goes toward Harley Quinn and moves into her area. She hasn't rescued him yet, but he is in her area. You know what? I'm gonna take that back. I'm gonna have him go towards Bane. Bane right now is only sitting at like 1 experience point, so that was where I was initially going to go. Let's just keep it that way. He's going to head out this way and look to Bane for protection. All right, we're going to start up the new turn. Everybody's refreshed and gotten their basic power points included on their cards now, so let's get started. Well, I think we need to do something to get Robin out of this situation here. He's got 2 walkers. To move out of this area, he could do it, but he could only take 1 move action, and that would be 2, 3, and that's all he could do. So I wonder if we're better off having him attack, maybe get some experience points, and then move out of there. So why don't we use his power up? Gets a free power up action. Goes up to 3. And then why don't we spend, say, 2 of those and roll 5 dice? So we'll be rolling 5 dice against these 2 walkers, and we need 4s or higher. And wow, we only got 1. All right, we took out 1 of them. Isn't that right? 4s or higher? Yeah, that's right. So he goes into the yellow. And I'm using these little poker dice to indicate to myself, go to the queen here, that that he has an additional action here. So we went from jack to queen. Let's have him attack again. So second action. And that's another hit. So he takes out another walker. Goes to 8. So that would be 2 actions, right? Attack 1, attack 2. And now, because he is at level 2, he's in the yellow, he gets +1 action. So he still has 2 actions remaining. Let's move out of here, because our goal is to get to the other side of the board. And is it shorter to go through the building or around? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. I don't know. It might be faster to go outside. But there's some safety in numbers. So 1 attack, 2 attack, 3. Let's excuse me, still getting over my cold. Let's move in here. All right, Bane's turn. Let's have him rescue Carmine Falcone. Basically, we're getting a 5 experience point boost here, taking him to 6. And we need the standee. There we go. His first action, second action, he'll move up to the door. And the third action, he will open this door. I don't think this will be as bad. This is just getting us out onto the road. Let's have Harley Quinn go. She's going to spend her first action to get this equipment. She gets some batarangs. Maybe Batman has loaned her some. I think it gives almost the same. Yeah, it's the same attack. Before attacking with this, you may spend 1 to eliminate 1 walker in the target zone. Wow, so Batman totally doesn't need this piece of equipment. This would be redundant. Interesting. So this basically gives Batman's ability to somebody else, and it looks like Harley Quinn is getting it. All right, I want to be careful of this runner up here. Let me pull out just a little. This runner is going to be able to move in and then attack if anybody is here. So instead, I'll have Harley Quinn move up into Bane's area. And then why don't we go trait? We'll do our last action as a trait. Hold them back. It says discard and spend 1 power when the horde zombies would move into your zone. They do nothing for this action instead. All right. Horde zombies. Guess that can be any of them. Batman's turn. 1, 2. He's going to join the group here and do the same. He's going to take should he take a card? I already looked at it. Into the fray. Discard during your turn and spend 1 to perform 1 free move action, moving up to 2 zones and ignoring enemies into a zone containing enemies. Then perform 1 free attack. Okay. Batman was last to go there. I think I'm going to use his bide your time. And you get a free action. I'm going to have him take a power-up action. Boost him up to 3 at the end of his turn. So the walkers activate. Runner will activate for the first time. These guys will continue their marching around the corner. Then this runner is going to come charging into the group. Let's see what we spawn down here. We are in the yellow now. 4 walkers. So Robin just made it tougher for everybody. And let's see what we get down here. It's a walker rush. So yeah, you could be very easily confused here. This is a green card, nothing special about it, but this one is yellow. These walkers come on and they activate. So 4 walkers, and then they activate and they advance. And that's what I mean. Sometimes when you open a door and you spawn something, it can end up right in your face before you know it. All right, beginning the new turn, I think we're going to have Harley Quinn go bonk with her mallet. She can get rid of a runner that way. So she's going to take out this runner as a free action. And she's still got 3 actions remaining. So she's going to move out into the street. And then down here. And then it's very dangerous for her to open the door by herself. So she's at full power. She's got 2 heroic traits. There's not a lot for her to do unless I wanted to trade out one of these abilities. So I think I'm going to have her just hold position. Robin's going to come up. 1, 2, 3, 4. He's going to come down here and join Harley Quinn at the door. Batman will come out for 2, 1, 2, and then go for a trait. I think he only has 1 right now. And he's got slip through, discard during your turn to ignore enemies while moving. Finally, Bane, 1, 2 with Falcone. So everybody's here, and Bane's going to get a trait. Power up, discard to get a free power up action. And he's already at full, so he doesn't need to do that. Right, so we've got our SWAT team lined up, ready to open this door on our next turn. Zombies activate, they march forward. These 4 march here. Coming around the corner, now we're in line of sight. Everybody marches on. What spawns at the end of the road? 3 brutes. All right, starting to pick up here. This one. 2 runners. There we go. All right, Robin has the extra action. He has no heroic traits right now and 3 power. Oracle could help him get a heroic trait as a free action if we wanted to do that. Why don't we see what he can get? Maybe there's something good. So with Oracle's help, free action here, he's going to draw, and he gets offer aid. Discard to allow another superhero to power up and draw a trait card. Maybe that will help later. Oh, wait a minute. Sorry, that he doesn't draw a new one. He draws one from the discard pile. That's what he does when she helps him. Since we looked at that other one, I wonder if I ought to take that, the offer aid card. Let me just shuffle that one back under here since I saw what that was. Okay, so that was free. First regular action. Robin's gonna open the door. We're gonna open the door and we start to spawn. We want to spawn from the farthest away first. So we have a zombie hero. makes an appearance with 2 brutes, I think. So let's see which zombie hero makes an appearance. It's the Joker. So it says here with the Joker, he is the last in the target priority. And at the end of his activation, you spawn 1 runner in his zone. So there is the Joker. What did it say? 2 brutes are with him. Then we need to spawn here. And we get 2 more brutes. Wow. All right. So that was Robin's first action, was to open the door. Second action. Robin is going to power up. Third action, he will move in to engage. And by the way, we need to reveal our bystander. James Gordon. Each time a zombie hero is eliminated or a bystander is rescued, draw 1 heroic trait. All right, so Robin's at 3 power. He's got 1 action left. He will attack the brutes, and he's going to spend everything he's got. I need to remember Robin's ability. I don't think I've been paying attention to this. When performing a melee attack, for each 6 that he rolls, you add an additional dice. So let's make sure we do this now. So we just spent 3 power. So we're going to be rolling all 6 dice. And then if we do happen to roll any 6s, that might really work out in our favor. Attacking the 2 brutes. No 6s, but we need 4s or higher. So we took out 1 of them. 1 of the brutes is taken out. And Robin goes to 9. I think Robin had 1 more action. It was open the door, enter. Ooh, power up attack. No, he's done. That was it. All right, well, he softened him up a little. Let's see what the others can do. I think Bane is going to move in here for his first action. Carmine's with him there. First action. Second action. Bane is going to attack the brute. And I'm going to say let's spend about half of our power. Let's give us 2 extra dice. So 2 extra dice would be 4. He only rolls 4 here. 3s or higher. That's a hit. That's a hit. Miss, miss. 2 is all we needed. So this brute is knocked out. And Bane finally hits the yellow. So he has an extra action, doesn't he? Let's see. We moved in for 1, attacked for 2. And that means we have 2 more actions left because now he is leveled up. Well, we could go save James Gordon, or we could let one of the other heroes do that. Don't know if it really matters. Let's have Bane go, and then rescue Gordon. So rescuing Gordon gets Bane 5 more experience points. Goes to 11. It's already 12. All right, so there's Gordon and Falcone are with Bane. Just to note here, I haven't played other versions of Zombicide other than Black Plague in this one, but just so you'll know that you can have with you any number of bystanders, so you're not limited to only being able to escort one. All right, Harley Quinn moves for one. And I think we're going to go possibly Batarang here. Before attacking with this, you may spend one to eliminate one walker in the target range. So let's have her do that. She's at full power. So she spends one, gets a lucky toss with the Batarang and takes out one of the walkers, which then takes her into the yellow. She then makes her attack with the batarangs. It's rolling 2 dice, and she needs 3 or higher. Why don't we spend another couple of power points here? We'll go down to 1, and she's going to be rolling 4 dice. All right, so 4 dice instead of 2. And yeah, we've got 3 hits there. So these 2 walkers are out, and she'll go up to 9. Maybe I'll have her move up for her 3rd action, and for her 4th action, she'll do a power up and go to 3. And that will finish her. And she's also in the yellow now for her experience. So I think Batman's the only one that's not in there. Just needs 1 more point. All right, Batman has 3 actions. He's going to go 1, 2, and then I think we're going to go into the fray. Discard your during your turn and spend 1 power. He's got 4, so he'll go down to 3. And you can move up to 2 zones, and then perform 1 free attack in that zone. He jumps right into the mass. So Batman is in there with 4 walkers and a brute. Is he insane? Perhaps. But let's see. Let's have him power up. And we'll just... let me take a look at what I can do in case I get in trouble. This will be a free attack. I'll spend a couple of power points here to boost this. So we're rolling 4 dice. Free attack. All right, let's see what happens. 4 dice. And we've got a 6, a 4, a 3. I think he hits on 3s or higher, so that's 3 hits. Let's look at our priority. That's going to matter. Brutes are taken out before walkers. So we take out the brute, and then we take out 1 walker. And that's going to be 2 experience points, taking Batman into the yellow. Batman has 2 actions remaining. I think we're going to make another attack just with our basic batarang. So 2 dice. We get a 3. We take out 1 more of the walkers. And then last action, I'll do that again. And we get a 5 and a 3. That's 2 hits. We take out the last 2. So that's 3 more. Goes to 11. And we are basically out of actions for Batman. But nice job. Cleared that whole zone. Well, let's activate here. They're going to, I guess, kind of round the building. Moving down the street. Brutes are following along. Brutes come out of the room, and Joker comes out. And the runners advance. Then the runners advance again, and the Joker advances again. At the end of his activation, we spawn a runner in his area. All right, took a little break and back to continue my playthrough. We've got a fresh turn all set up, getting closer to the exit, but we don't have enough bystanders yet. We have 3 out of the 4 that we need. The last building is going to have 2 inside. Why don't we start here with Harley Quinn taking 1 step, and then for her second action, she'll open the door. No need to spawn. That's already happened. For the third action, she goes inside. Then she's going to spend 1 power to eliminate a brute in her zone. So this is an automatic knockout. So she takes him down. And let's see, that was 1, open the door, 2, come in, 3. She's got 1 action remaining. She'll spend her last action attacking the lone brute here. And we need 2 hits on this guy. So let's go ahead and empty our power. So we're going to add 3 extra dice. We're rolling 6. All 6 dice on this attack, and we need 2. 2 hits, 4s or higher. And that will definitely do it. So she takes him out and clears the area. Well, next, I think we'll have Bane come in here, bringing his 2 followers along with him. And he's going to attack this zone. Now, the normal priority is that zombie heroes are targeted first, but not in this case. The Joker is special. He is the last target priority, so he likes to hide behind others. So we'll be needing to target the walker or the runner first. So let's see. Bane is at full power. Let's go ahead and just spend it all. That's going to allow us to attack with 6 dice, 3s or higher. All right, I'll just be rolling into the tray. That's only, no, 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 hits may be enough. So the first point of damage will take out the runner. And then the other 3 should take out the Joker. So that's going to be 4 experience points for Bane. Go to 16. And then I think this kicks in with James Gordon. Each time a zombie hero is eliminated, draw 1 heroic trait. Let's see what we get. There's another one. I didn't know there were 2 ambushes in here. Spawn 1 walker in your zone and then draw another card. I didn't know that. Usually there's one card in there to mess you up, but I didn't know there were two. Bypass defenses. Discard before attacking and spend 1 to have enemies suffer -1. This is great against Killer Croc, but we'll hold on to that for now. Bane is not finished yet. That was 1 to move, 2 to attack. Action 3, I think, will be an attack as well. And why don't we just make it a regular one? So just 2 dice. And we've got 1 hit. That's enough to take out this walker. And getting 1 more. So what is that? 3 actions now? 1 move, 2 attacks. He has 1 more action remaining. Let's move up to the north and take our bystanders with us. Robin's back here. He's going to move up 1, 2, and pick up this equipment, whatever it may be. And it's a stun rod. That sounds like something he might like. When attacking with this, each roll of a 6 deals 2 hits to an enemy. Pretty good, I guess. So 1, 2, 3. Action 4 will put him out here in the hallway with everyone else getting ready to leave. Well, Batman is here. Why don't we take a power up action as his first. For his second action, let's spend those 2 power and attack with 4 dice. Going with 4 dice on these runners. And 5, 5, 6. Yes, that will take out both of them. So Batman will gain 2 experience points. So that was power up attack. He's going to move, and he's not going to open that door, not without any support or additional actions. Although he does have 1 action remaining, I might have him do a trait. And he's got take the lead. If you're the first, you can perform 1 additional free action. So we've got these crowds activating, moving along, following up behind our heroes. There's no other enemies on the board, so we can go to the spawn now. Spawn number 1, we're in the yellow. It's a brute rush. As we can see, this is a yellow card. Spawn and then activate. 2 brutes appear at spawn point 1, and then they'll move into this area. Right here in front of Batman. I think this is one of the worst cards. Let's take a look here. If there are no zombie heroes on the board, spawn 1 zombie hero. All zombie heroes perform 1 move action. Then all superheroes within range 2 lose 1 power and must discard a heroic trait. That's a pretty nasty card. So let's see which one appears. Catwoman appears. All right, there's something special about her. We'll start her here. And then along, was there anybody else that spawned along here with it? If there are no, spawn 1 zombie hero. When something happens when she spawns, she's kind of special here. If a superhero has an equipment, she spawns in the closest zone with the hero that has the equipment. So she's going to spawn in his area because he has the grapnel gun. And In addition to that, so I don't think she's going to attack. Not yet, but she will in a moment. He's going to lose a point of power and need to discard a heroic trait. Yeah, this is one of the worst cards. So he was at 2, so he goes down to 1. And then we have a couple of heroic traits here for Batman. Slip through and take the lead. We do have the grapnel gun, so why don't we drop slip through? All right, so Catwoman facing off. I guess I should say zombie Catwoman facing off against Batman. I think I'll have him go first because he's got that heroic trait, which should give him an extra action. Let me give everybody their PowerPoints. No, I don't think I'm going to have Batman go first. Let's say he gets lucky and takes out Catwoman pretty quickly. He's then left with not much to do except open the door, and then he's there by himself, and I don't like that. Let's have 1, 2, 3. Let's have Bane advance. Bane's coming out of here. 1, 2, 3. He's in the zone. So let's get everybody in here. He's got his 2 bystanders with him. 1, 2, 3. Bane can make an attack. But if he takes out Catwoman, that's going to put us into the red with experience points. So, strangely, I don't think I'm going to have him do this yet. I know that may sound weird, but I think what I'll do is have Bane go with a power-up action. He doesn't need to do that. He really doesn't. And he doesn't need another heroic trait either. He's in a great position to attack. Yeah, I'm just going to have him take a power-up action. There's some spawns coming up, and I just don't know if I want to boost us up into the orange unless I have to. Let's have Harley Quinn. 1, 2, 3. She joins the group. With her 4th action, I think she will attack. So she normally attacks with 3 dice. And let's go ahead and spend her power. Maybe she can take out Catwoman. So we'll be rolling 5 dice here into the tower. Just going to roll this into the tray. And we need 4s or higher. Wow, that's only 1 hit. Not enough. Not enough. Robin. 1, 2, 3. Robin comes around the corner with Oracle. Yeah, Robin will attack. And he's going to use his stun rod. And he's going to use his power points so that he can roll 5 dice. So this will deplete him of any extra power. 5 dice. 6s, yes. This should be great. That's already 3 hits. But let's just see what would happen. When dealing, each 6 deals 2 hits to an enemy. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Robin also has his beatdown. So when he rolls a 6, he can re-roll an extra die. For each 6, he gets +1 die. So he can re-roll these 2. That's another 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 damage. 8, 9 damage. 10, 11 damage. All right, I gotta roll something else. All right, 11 damage. What in the world? She's gone, without a doubt. And Robin's gonna gain 3 experience points. Wow, what a beatdown. Goes to 12. And that was his last action. So aren't we at Batman now? I think we are. Well, I still don't want to open the door when nobody else has any actions. So let's spend an action to power up. And a second action to do a trait. Stand your ground. Discard when enemies move into your zone to perform 1 free attack action. I like that. And do we open the door or do we hold? I've still got 2 actions remaining. Do we open the door or not? We're in the yellow. It's risky. I would just say no, because we know there's 2 bystanders in this building. And if we spawn a bunch of nasties in here, and we don't have enough actions to protect the bystanders, it can cause us to lose the game. So I think he's going to end it there. So zombies advance down the road. Brutes right behind. Let's see what spawns at point 1. 6 walkers. That street's getting full back there. What do we get here? 3 runners. Wow, right here. All right, picking up the next turn, I think we will go with Batman taking the lead. And he gets to perform 1 free action. That's going to be to open the door. So the door is opened. It is spawning time. We're going to spawn in this back room first. It's a brute rush. 3 brutes, and then they activate. 3 brutes. I believe I do have enough standees. So 3 brutes activate and move into this room. Spawn number 2 is in this same room. Oh boy, it's Horde. Spawn all enemies listed. 1 brute and 4 walkers. All right. 1 brute and 4 walkers. This is a packed house. Yep. I guess it's lucky we didn't get into the orange yet. It's busy in there. So who is in here and needing rescuing? Harvey Bullock, Before attacking, you may discard 1 trait to roll +2 dice. And, Alfred. When he's rescued, draw 1 random equipment card and 1 heroic trait. Look at that mob in there. Well, Batman continues his turn. I believe we'll have him spend 1 and go with the Bat Gadget. So he will immediately fling something from his utility belt and take out one of the walkers. Sorry about my cold here. That's also a free action, so he still has 4 actions remaining. He will go ahead and spend 3 power and roll 5 dice to attack this zone. This will be his, first regular action. So normally 2 dice, adding another 3, so 5 dice total. And we need 3s or higher. And that's 3 hits. Unfortunately, targeting priority puts brutes before walkers. So 1 walker is taken out and gains him an experience point, but that 3rd point of damage is not enough to take out an additional walker. For his second action, he's going to power up. And I think for a 3rd action, he's going to power up. And then for a 4th action, he's going to spend all of that and attack once more. So adding 4 dice, he's going to be rolling 6. All right. Ooh, this is looking pretty good. 3s or higher. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's 6 hits. Well, with all kinds of explosive devices, Batman takes out these 3 brutes. Gaining 15, 16, 17, 18. Woo, he's right there. Nearly went into the orange. All right, I think maybe Harley. Harley can definitely take out the walkers and even the runners pretty well. Let's see what happens here. She's going to spend a power point, and she doesn't have that many. So she's down to 0, but she's going to throw her batarang down into this area with that extra die. So she's going to be rolling 3 dice for this attack. Let's see how it goes. This is a ranged attack. And what is it with 3s or better? So 2 hits. She's able to take out 2 of the runners. And that was her first action. She's going to move in for a second action and bonk as a free action. And that takes this one out. Okay. Just moving my standees around. So Batarang's 1 action, move in 2nd action, bonk is free. 3rd action, she'll move back out. 4th action, she'll go with a Batarang attack into this zone. Standard Batarangs is only 2 dice. And those are both misses. So she's done. Tell you what, let's use her Tenacious and re-roll those 2 dice. And it's a 2 and a 2. It's still a wipe, so nothing. All right, Bane is going in. Moves in, followers are behind him. Bystanders. He is at full power, as Bane tends to be quite often. And yeah, he's gonna go off and roll 6 dice on these walkers. This should definitely clear the room, I think. Oh, I spoke too soon, got cocky. Wow, he hits 1. He hits 1 with all of that. All right, Bane is going to, let's see, 1 action to move in, 2 action to attack. 3. He's going to power up. And 4, he's going to attack 1 last time, rolling 4 dice. And 3s are higher. That does it. He takes out the final 2, but something big happens. Bane hits orange. So we're going to level him up to King. And he gains a new ability here called Backbreaker. +1 attack action. Once during your turn, you may spend any number of power and roll a die. On a 2 or greater, deal a number of hits equal to the power spent to 1 enemy in your zone. I'll have to try that out. Well, I think that leaves Robin. Robin moves in 1, 2. Third action is to rescue Alfred. So Alfred joins Robin, and he's got a third action left. I think we'll go with a power up for his last action. Oh, by the way, that takes him to 17. Every bystander is worth 5. All right, so enemies continue to advance. Massive hordes on their way. Other brutes and mobs of walkers coming up behind. We're spawning now, and we've got 3 runners because we're in the orange. So they go back here, right beside Batman and Harley Quinn. We get 6 walkers. And there we have it. So we've got 4 bystanders now. We can try to get out of here and leave poor Harvey back there, but we probably ought to get him too. All right, everybody, back at the game. My battery is about to run out of juice. Let's wonder if we can finish this. Just notice there is a door down here, and maybe that's what we want to run for. By the way, I think Harvey Bullock would have moved into this area as part of his activation after all of the zombies had activated, and then before the spawns happened. So I think he would be in there. So why don't we take Bane first? I think I've given everybody their power-ups already. So Bane is, yeah, he's going to go ahead and pick up this survivor, this bystander. Should I do that? Bane's already in the orange. We may want to get somebody else into the orange too. That's true. All right, tell you what, he's going to leave. He's going to move into here for one action and open the door for a second action. That's going to open it up into the streets with the exit. So one action to move, two actions to open the door. And three actions. The third action will be move here. And then Bane can end his turn and take off with those two. So he's out. Yeah, that is a door. He made it out to the exit. So Robin can move out one. I think he can pick up Harvey Bullock for two. Let's get his standee. That's two, three, and then four, and then he gets out. And that's all five. That's even more than we needed. So let's see what our final two heroes can do. I think we've already won. But 1, 2, right? 1, 2, and then out 3, and then she can get out. 1, 2, 3, and then he can get out. So I think that is it. I think we just completed successfully mission 1, and I don't think we took any damage. I'm shocked. But I think that finishes the game, and we won it. Well, thanks for watching Deceased Gotham City Outbreak Mission 1, everybody. I will revisit this one and do some other missions in the future and see what are the things we've got going on. Hope you enjoyed it. Let me know if you spotted any mistakes. I'm sure I could have missed something here or there, but that's the basic gist of how the game plays. And it was a lot of fun. Thanks, everybody. I'll catch you later.